Welcome to the No BS Duo Show, brought to you by Soul TV. And yes, it is time for the Beauty Shop, the hottest stylist in Philadelphia and Jersey is here to talk to you today. But you know what? Did you know? Who knew? Relationships are so exhausting. And now I just found out that it's this thing now called partnership orientation or oriented and relationship oriented. Did you know? Who knew? I know I didn't know. So I'm going to be learning today, and y'all get the opportunity to see it firsthand. She tell me and say, I told you wasn't listening. Let's get ready. Are y'all ready for this? Hey.
Yay, who wasn't ready for that?
Yes, the music brought to you by Streetwize, and that was Rock the Boat. And you know why Rock the Boat? Because we don't have a problem rocking the boat with the conversations that we're about to have. We're about to have a real hard conversation. Now, if y'all not ready for this, I suggest you still share it because somebody may want to know, like me, like, who knew? But before we get into that, I'm going to let she welcome everybody. Here she come.
I don't know what that statement is, but welcome everybody to the Beauty Shop, another experience that is brought to you from Soul TV as well as our own personal platform, TKBSDS Productions. Whatever you are watching us on all of our streamline networks, our podcasts, wherever you're viewing from YouTube, iHeartRadio, you're viewing from the V Spot, you're viewing from the Muzzle Off, you're viewing from the TKBSDS Production, you're viewing from the TKBS Facebook page, our personal pages. We welcome all of you to the show. Let us know where you're listening from. Let us know where you're sharing us from. And we're here to have a deep conversation, and we like to talk to you as well as talk to each other. So put your comments in, say hello, stop by, say hi. We're here for the whole experience. You're on mute.
Yeah. I'm learning, y'all. I have to put this mute on because if I don't, I'm going to start talking out of turn. That's the reason for the mute today. Because trust me, we about to learn something, including me. Now, I guess that's why I'm not in a relationship. Or maybe I am. Or maybe I was. Or maybe that's why the relationship didn't work. Maybe because I didn't understand what I was in. I don't know. But nevertheless, because she brought it to my attention, I need to move, y'all. There we go. Since she brought it to my attention, I think she needs to tell us about what this thing is that we're talking about today. Where is, yeah, it makes me frown. It is relationship oriented or partnership oriented. Like, who knew it was a thing? Like, I need you guys to go into the chat and I need you to tell me who knew this was a thing. And maybe because we didn't know it was a thing, that maybe that's why some of our relationships went the way they did, because we didn't know really what we was into. Now, earlier you heard me say, and she's going to say, and I knew you weren't listening. It's because our grandmother used to tell us all the time, don't rush in, learn, get to understand. Don't be so quick to settle down. Understand what you're settling for and just live life. And you'll be surprised. Whatever's for you is going to come for you throughout your living. I was like, yeah, okay. I still want a boyfriend. And I guess if I must be 100 and transparent here, I guess I really wasn't listening. Or maybe it wasn't that I wasn't listening. I didn't understand what I was listening. I didn't comprehend what was being said. And that's a thing too. But that's a whole different episode. So go ahead, Ree. Tell them about it. What is this thing?
So I've been listening to a lot of, you don't got to bring me up to the front. I can sit back and say this to all. Um, so a lot of conversations on YouTube. I'm not going to mention the gentleman's name because I don't have permission to say their names. And I don't want to confuse the two by saying this guy was this name and that guy was that name. But they are coaches, relationship driven gurus. And the question came about was partner orientation. And it also comes with Steve Harvey. I can speak on Steve Harvey because I talk about him a lot. And he hasn't personally reached out to me to say stop calling my name so I could say Steve Harvey. So because Steve Harvey, and Steven Speaks. I can't pronounce his last name, but y'all know who he is. He's the good-looking, light-skinned guy with the long dreads and the big beard. Y'all know who he is. So I could say his name too. I would like for him to reach out so we can have a personal conversation because he's a very deep person. And we have a lot of things that we talk about on the show that he breaks down to the lowest common denominator. And it's good to have a man's perspective on certain things, especially when they don't know exactly what we're talking about, but they jump right in. So Steve Harvey talked about the 90-day rule in his books. And then he also talked on his personal show. They have a segment called Ask Steve. And so different women get up and they talk about their relationships and what they should do. Should they stick it in, whatever, how they should approach it, whatever the question is. And Stephen gives his fatherly advice. So the question came up is, do women know, and I'm going to say men as well, do they know the difference between being partner orientated versus relationship orientated? Because there is a difference. So it made me think, and then the gentleman that I watched on YouTube also discussed about those first 12 questions that women should ask to set the expectation. And women don't ask these questions. So I'm like, well, men should come to the table with questions too. It shouldn't just be on women to come and ask questions. You should come. If I'm going to come with 10 questions, you should come with 10 questions. And then maybe if we both have 10 questions apiece and we ask them, then we won't have enough time to get into the mix of didn't know this, didn't know that, didn't, because you asked, you said it from the beginning. Hi, Debbie Jackson. Thank you for joining. Let us know where you're coming in from. So he was said that in those first 10 questions, you need to know, we have love languages. We talked about that, but you need to know, are you a partner orientated person or a relationship orientated person? So I am both. And partner, if you look it up, it's only going to give you partner as far as business related. So it's going to be career driven, and partner / relationship is going to be career driven. But there is a such thing as having it driven down to your personal relationship. So for me, I am both. I am a relationship orientated person, and I'm also a partner relationship orientated person. So what does that mean? So that means I am a supportive partner. I'm not in this to belittle him. I'm not into this to show big me, little him. I'm not in this to show that I can support you financially because I make more money than you, or I'm more educated than you because I have these thousands and thousands of degrees, or because I went to 12th grade, you didn't. That's not partnership, and that's not what we're talking about. Business related can be. Some people have a common interest. They have a business, they work together, and they develop a relationship during working together, which turns into a long relationship, which turns into marriage, blah, 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 blah. That's a different partner orientation. Partner orientation means I support you while you're supporting me. That means if I'm going back to school, you're supporting me going back to school. You're encouraging me to go back to school. You're challenging me to go back to school. If it's career changing, you're talking to me and asking me like, hey, why do you want to change careers? What is the point of this? Is it money driven, or are you joining this career or changing this career because now you want better? Or is this your passion? Is this coming out of corporate America, building your own business, becoming an entrepreneur? And for same for the men. Are we supporting our men that same way? maybe he needs some downtime to figure out what he wants to do. So we're supporting our partner in whatever life lesson, we're supporting our partner in whatever ideas they're bringing forth. We're supporting our partner if we agree or disagree. It is what it is, because we should have that open line of communication to say, babe, I don't think that's really a good idea. Or why do you think? So, prime example, I had an ex who worked in the field. He was a field technician. So, with him being a field technician, hey, Dwayne, what's up, cuzzo? Thank you for watching. Um, with him being an outside technician, he makes good money. So he would hit the clock and hit the clock hard. So he didn't mind going down into the holes because he worked for the electric company. So he didn't mind working those long hours. He didn't mind drilling the holes and, working with the gas company and the water company so he could line up the lines correctly. And it was crazy because we would drive down the street and he could tell me which was the phone line, which was the electric line, which was the cable line, if it was done correctly, if it was on a pole. Like, he would go all deep down into it. So a position came open. A manager approached him and told him that they felt that this in-house job would be more relevant to him because he had the knowledge of being outside. He can come inside and do whatever the job entails. So he would now have to transition from being an outside technician to come in house and sit behind the desk. So he was all hyped. There was a good promotion, money-wise, would have been great and everything. And he was just like, babe, I want to do this. I think it's a good opportunity for us. I'm going to be making this kind of money. I could do this. I could do that. Blah, 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 blah. So my thing was, are you driven by the money or are you driven by the actual job? So everybody was telling him, oh, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. The money, the money, the money, the money. Better promotion, better time that you can spend with your kid, better time you can spend with your relationship, that type of stuff. So my thing was, that's all fine and good. That sounds good, but that's not who you are. So family members asked, why did I feel how I felt? Because he's an outside person. He's always been an outside person. And he thrived being an outside person. And there was additional promotions that he could have gotten, received, whatever, if he would apply himself. But him coming outside, coming inside, being behind a desk would not have been beneficial for him at all. It would have killed him because he wasn't a person that liked to sit still. He wasn't a person that wanted to be behind the desk. He wasn't the person that wanted to be behind the screen. He's a person who likes to be outside in the field. So when I explained that to him, then he understood what I was saying. And I'm like, you being outside and you enjoy being outside. You enjoy making relationships outside with the gas company, with the water company. And it was even a point that he didn't have to work at all. And we would be driving to the movies or going to the grocery store or something. And it could be a construction site on the side. And he knew who was the gas company, who was the electric company, who was the water company, who was the cable company. And he like, man, I wonder if I can get on that job. Is that an in-house job or outside job? Are they taking people in, taking people out? Different things like that. It wouldn't have worked with him being inside because he would not have been able to take the opportunities he took being outside. So we actually stopped a couple times and he would go over and find out who was the head guy and if it was a contract that they was working on, if he could get in on a job or the next job that came up, could they call him and he could come work and work the hours and explain, and if they had training opportunities for him to better where he was, different things like that. He couldn't do that if he was in-house and behind the desk. So once he realized what I was saying, he was like, dang, babe, I didn't look at it that way. And I'm like, why would you? Because you're only looking at the monetary part of it. That's the difference. Then you're looking at what you're passionate of and what's the real reason you're working. If you're chasing a dollar, then yeah, go ahead and take that job and get the promotion because you're chasing the dollar. But if you want to continue to do what you love to do, then you'll stay where you are and just get promoted from where you are. And who's to say, even if you come inside, it might be a training position for you to where you can teach the people that is now coming into the business, teach them how to do and how to get to where you are, to the level that you are with the experience that you have. You can share that way. So that there's different avenues you can travel. So he understood what I said at the end, but I didn't know, and it's always been said from different people that came to me and said, "Hey, you with us dating, you're different than the regular girls that I've been dating. You don't think like the regular them, and this is this is that." And I was just sitting back like, really? So I didn't know until recently. I've been watching all the YouTubes and finding out that I am a partner. That's why it didn't work, because the people that I have been dating are not partner orientated people. They are just relationship people. So they don't understand when I come to them at a partner level, I'm different. I've never been with a person just before. I don't know what's going on. And, you're pushing me and pulling me, and it gets dysfunctional in the conversation, or they just never communicate to me that this is why it didn't work out, because I'm the type of person that I see the good in everybody. And I want everybody to be good, and I want everybody to grow and do better. And I take you at your word. So if I feel that you're genuine about something and it's just your passion, I'm gonna push you on it. I'm like, hey, babe, you know, you're good at conversations, you're good at customer service. Won't you should be in the customer service field. Or a promotions get ready to come up and your evaluations get ready to come up. Put it in your evaluation that you're looking to see a promotion, and put the type of promotion you're looking for, and put down how much you want to make. Don't let them tell you, you tell them. If they can meet you, they'll meet you. If they can't, then at least they know that you're not stuck in this box. You're not stagnant. You want to do better. You want to do more. Because a lot of managers don't know that you want to move until you say something. So that's how I know that I am a partner driven person, because it doesn't matter if you want to go back to school and I'm like, hey, what would you want to go to school for? Well, what school are you looking into? You're looking at Strayer, you're looking at Ashland, or you want to go to a campus, you want to be online. You ask those questions, well, you don't really type that well. So maybe you should think about going into the campus versus being online, because that's all you're going to be doing is typing. Or what's your attention span? Maybe you don't, like for me, being in campus for certain classes don't make sense to me, because my attention span is just nothing. I'm going to get bored and I'll move on. Versus me being at home online, I could take my time and do what I need to do. But everybody is different. But if you have a true person who is in tune to you, that's where the partner orientation comes from. It's not a learned behavior. Partner orientation is not a learned behavior. Relationship is a learned behavior, because we teach people how to relate to us. We teach people how to deal with us. We teach people based on experiences how we're going to heal and move forward from this. But partner orientation is not something that you can learn. It's just in you. Either you are or you're not. And that is a question now that should be addressed when you ask those 20 questions. That should be something that is asked in the beginning, because now that is something that people put labels on stuff, and it's not a new term. It's something that's been around for years. It's just been tweaked a little bit, and it's been addressed in different avenues. But I feel that more men are out doing podcasts, and more men are on YouTube, and more men are being more vocal in coaching sessions and true coaching sessions. We're getting the opposite, the other end of the spectrum, to where we had a lot of females at the front telling us how we should interact with men and what men were thinking, and based off of their experience or their own personal therapy sessions, whatever the case may be. But now we're getting the men perspective, and the men are actually coming with some hard hit questions like, ladies, do you know this? Like, this is what I am. And it's also tied into family orientation, because I always said I wanted a family oriented man, but I don't, because my family orientation is way different than other people's family orientation.
Yes, it is.
That isn't something that I thought it was common across the spectrum, but it's not. It's not. And it's a conversation I had earlier today, where someone broke it down and said to me, you're close to your mom's side and your dad's side. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm close to my dad's side. And I'm like, yeah, that's not common. That's not normal. It's either you're on your mom's side, everybody over there, and nobody on your dad's side. or everybody on your dad's side, nobody on your mom's side. But it's very rare you know both, and you know their parents' family, and it's just like, and we all interact. It's not like I just know them at the family reunion. No, I know them. If they walk down the street, I know them. They know me. My kids know them. Their kids know me. And it's like, wow. So my orientation is blindsided because I don't know. I don't really know your family orientation. So that's another question we need to ask when we're dating. How orientated are you with family? How orientated are you with partner? Are you looking for a partner? Are you looking for a sponsor?
Ooh.
Or are you looking to, or just somebody to have relations with? What are you looking for? And Steve Harvey also said that when we come into asking these questions, we need women, and I'm gonna say men too. He said women, but I'm gonna put on the men too. If you're dating with the intent to marry, you need to say that.
Yeah.
Instead of just assuming that everybody wants to get married.
Right.
And even if they was in a marriage, they was married before and they got divorced, don't take it that they don't ever want to get married again. So you're scared to bring it up. Hi, Pamela. Thank you for coming in. And these are all the questions that Steve Harvey and the other gentleman was talking about, and the guy from Steven Speaks. And I was just listening. I'm like, wow, this would be a very great topic to talk about.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you for holding it down with all the topics, because when you don't know, you tend to make that huge mistake. And sometimes, ladies, the reasons why we don't have that hard conversation is because we're scared of the answer from that conversation. It's not going to be the one we're looking to have or ready to have, because we already know, asking them questions, what we would like our answers to be. And we don't know how to handle when it's not the answer we want. And then we didn't take the time to really investigate to understand the answer. Then, like she said, we're family oriented. I would say we are among some of the lucky people that know both sides of our family and their families' families and their families. Like, we're the only ones. Well, I won't say the only ones, but it's like we know the in-laws as current, not in-laws. We don't treat them as in-laws. They're like, y'all related? Like, yeah. Like, how y'all related? Oh, that's Billy's sister's wife. Like, but that's not related to y'all. Yes, it is, because Billy's married to us. But that's Billy's people. So what? They're in our family now. They're in our family. We're all knitted. That's why a lot of people say you related to everybody. Well, we came from a big plantation. Let's just say that. But nevertheless, not knowing and being ignorant to that information. And I say that word ignorant because, not to say the way it's being taught to us now, being ignorant, but
bonjour.
But to the mere fact of not knowing, not you're an ignorant person, but ignorant to understanding what that means. And that's why when we all jump in these relationships and we all want these labels, it always reminds me and takes me back to Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder wrote a song. Everybody wants to be a superwoman, but do you really know what it means? No, and y'all already know I'm all about the music. The words is the message. And if you don't get the message, and sometimes you gotta be careful about the message, because the message can be sent to you, but it could be just sent to you for the beat of it, not for the meaning of it. I just said something. But nevertheless, I digress. So again, I say we need to understand that understanding. And I really truly believe that I would have not made as many errors that I did had I understood that concept. And I would say it hindered me not knowing and only knowing my truth to what that meant. Because I recall a friend of mine, which I will not mention his name, when he married his wife, he said, I'm not marrying her because I love her. I was like, what? Do she know that? He was like, yeah, we have a mutual understanding and a mutual agreement as a business. And it's like, oh, well, how that's working out for y'all? Well, they're going on 30 something years now and have love kicked in. Maybe not. I don't know. But nevertheless, they walked in understanding what the other knew, what the other wanted, the other expectation, and understand, yes, you are supposed to walk in with expectations, but if they can't meet your expectations, don't get mad that they don't. Understand, like how I said, give them a thank you card and be on your way. What did you get from that? What did you learn from that? Don't be bitter from that. Be grateful for that, because you didn't stay in it all them years to find out later. All this time here, I'm thinking this was me and you was like, no, we was just kicking it. And I'm like, oh. And then you feel like you wasted your time. No, because did you enjoy your time while y'all was kicking it?
No, I didn't. Like, no.
Yes, you did. Moments. Did you learn something from it? Yeah, you learned to ask the question, the hard question. Have the hard conversation. Regardless of what the answer is. Hi, Debbie.
So Debbie said, go ahead, read.
I got my good eyes on so I can read them. That's why I don't want no more relationships. I'm done. Ooh. Yeah. That part. Let me tell you something, honey.
And before you say, Mom Cradle's here. Hey,
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Hello, beloved. How are you? That's the mother of all mothers, y'all. Oh, the landlord just walked
And
in the
the
door.
landlord just came in.
He
Hey,
about to
Mr.
start some
Bobby.
trouble. Hello, Bobby from Vegas. I'll let you cause some trouble for me if you can get our interview with Usher, since he's down there doing his residency. Just saying. And our boy Mike Burton, he's down there too on the band. So, just tell Mike that Sean said we need an interview. Okay. Back. Debbie. I was there. I've been there. I was there. Currently live there. When you don't know, and it goes back to a couple of segments that we talked about before, when we talked about what we understood. Yeah, you say you got it. I'm putting the clock on now. But back to you. Stop interrupting me, Bobby. Bobby. But all seriousness. And somebody's probably going to say, I live on that street too, or I was on that street too, or somebody may say, I didn't know I lived there. Point. We learned that this is what a relationship looked like from how we were brought up, how our generation is, our era is. This is what it looked like. For a long time, Bill Cosby was the perfect family, and that's what a family looked like. But then we found out that behind the curtains, where we call commercials, was the part in life called time. It wasn't exactly what the 30-minute show showed us to be. And we walked in these relationships believing that everybody was doing the same relationship the same way we were. Just like I always say, just because I wear a size 10 don't mean I actually wear a size 10. I might wear a size 10 because the shoe is pointy, and everybody know I love my pointy shoes. The heel is high, so my foot slides, so I don't need my foot banging at the end, so I get the bigger size. Get my point? Let me bring it a little more closer to home. What I thought was a relationship, as what we're talking about today, I didn't know there was a such thing as a partnership because I was both people. I'm the one that's going to push you. I'm the one that's going to be there for you. I'm going to be the one that's going to support you. And I'm not going to be looking for you to support me back. I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, well, when you went and did this with the boys, I was like, yo, you should have been doing that with me. No, I catch you on the other side because now I got something to do. I never understood that me not wanting and me needing and me was making me clingy and needy to some people, whereas somebody else wanted that needy person because they like to feel needed. You understand where I'm going? So don't give up on love. Don't give up on relationships. Give up on what you thought relationships were and just enjoy yourself. Get with somebody who wants to be with you for who you are, but you respectfully respect who they are. And if you can deal with their flaws and they can deal with your flaws, hey, baby, there you go. But whatever you do, I'm just saying, this is my opinion. I'm not an expert, but I am experienced. I will say that. And I believe from my experience, I can share with you how I roll my boat down the stream. And by me rowing my boat down the stream, don't mean you have to drive your speedboat the same way I do. Because there was the time where I had that speed motor and I was like, I gotta get that man. I gotta go get that man. I gotta get that man. But then I slowed down, threw the motorboat off, grabbed some paddles. It was like, wait a minute. Let me row this boat and understand where I'm going. Because maybe where I'm trying to go, that motorboat not going to stop in time for me to say, wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way because the waterfall is in front of me, and try to turn the boat and go the opposite way, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a thing. Bobby said that was the best advice ever.
Thank
And
you,
hi,
landlord.
Beverly. Thank you for joining. She said, "Amen." So, with that understanding, we've all been there where we've been hurt so many times from different relationships, and this is where my famous quote comes in: "Self-reflection is what it is."
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times we all have done it one time or another. I did it last night, where we compare one to another, because if you can put this guy and this guy and put it together, you have the perfect guy. But then, is he really the perfect guy, or is he the perfect guy for right now?
Oh.
And those are the things that's different, because we want stuff differently. It's like today I wanted ribs, tomorrow I might want baked chicken. And it is what it doesn't mean that I'm still not getting something that I want. I'm still getting fed. I'm still going to eat what I want to eat at the end of the day. So relationships, it works. Some people don't want to put the hard work in. And some people also, when they see the hard work, they walk away. And then you have some people who, I'm talking about me, I'm stubborn. And I feel that if we're in a situation where I've said what I've said multiple times, I'm not saying it again, I'm taking a pause. Now it's time for you to show me why I need to start speaking again. Where that person is also stubborn and it's like, well, I'm not talking to you either. Okay, then we're not talking to each other. Right. Now days, weeks, and months go by, and then what happened? The relationship ends. You don't have the closure. You don't know why it ended. All you know is nobody picked up the phone to squash whatever it was, even if that's just to give me closure at that point, to be like, you know what, we've tried this multiple times. It's just not going to work.
Right.
And then that's that. And then you have some other people who are just afraid of another failed relationship.
Yeah.
So they're just like, you know what? But I feel that everybody, and this is where my fuzzy context come from, everybody has a body out there. I don't believe that nobody was made on this earth to be single. I just don't. And you can argue with me from here to my birthday, November 24th. You can argue with me from now to November 24th, and I'll give you my cash if you ask for it. If
Did she just throw a flag? Did she just throw my towels on the floor?
Yeah, November 24th.
My birthday is first.
November 24th. Everybody's gonna be thankful that I was born. So I'll give you my cash app. It's Thanksgiving. Giving thanks. So and with giving is what it is. So anyway, so I don't have Val and I don't have Nakia. So I had to throw their pieces in with my piece. So again, you can argue with me until November, until December, until November, February, whatever month that falls in. I believe that everyone has somebody out there.
Yeah.
There's a mate for someone. And we just have to find that person.
Yeah.
And while you're getting prepared for your person's getting prepared for you. And we have to go through what we go through. So when we find that person, we're not taking that same garbage to our person. We're not bringing that same thing to that person. And now we know, and our person know, if you're partner orientated or relationship oriented because that is your person.
But guess what? It goes even deeper than that, because when I say this thing is exhausting, like when I was researching this thing with you guys today, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You have this, you have that, and then you have the person that's dramatic. Then you have the person who's alienated relationship. Then you have the person, and those are people that the dramatic one, they build their relationships off of drama. And the pros to that is they are able to have the makeup, you know what. And so they get off on that. Then you have the one which is the needy relationship. I'm only in it with you as long as I need you. And if I don't need you anymore, then the relationship is over because I no have no use for you. And it's like not knowing, and I guess that always go right back to what I said, understanding what you're walking into. I mean, yes, we all know that in Prego sauce is all in there, but really, what is all? We don't know what all means. All doesn't mean everything because the kitchen sink is not in there. Because we say, if you want it, it's in there. Well, I want the kitchen sink. Well, what's the kitchen sink for her? May not be the kitchen sink for him.
It's not.
And
I don't want no kitchen. I don't want no kitchen sink.
So understand though. So what does kitchen sink means to me? Kitchen sink means to me all the spices and all the spices that goes within a sauce. I want it all. I want the whole kitchen sink. You understand what I'm saying? So you need
I'm sassy enough. I'm sassy and spicy enough. He can't be spicy and sassy with me. That's just been there, done that. My daughter is 18. Our daughter is 18. That's spice and sauce together.
That's the kitchen sink, because that little girl got everything and everybody in her. I'm just saying, that's the kitchen sink. Now that is the kitchen sink. So back to what I was trying to say before this one right here is showing off because November is around the corner. I'm just saying. So if y'all want to know what this sassiness is all about over here in this corner over there,
the 24th. And because my Eagles won. Woohoo! 7-0.
Eagles! Ah! I'm just saying. But anyway, back to what we were saying. And yes, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, y'all on y'all thing. Y'all hungry. Go get that food. I'm just saying. And Phillies, I'm appreciate you guys too. I'm just saying, Philly is on their tip right now. And somebody is celebrating in their life. Whatever it may be, we celebrate you too. And you should celebrate you too. Even to the point of celebrate the fact that you're at this point where you're saying, I'm done with relationships. Be done with relationships. Yes. Be done with the label of the description of what a relationship is. Find out who your person is. Deal with you and your person. See if you and your person rocks out. And then y'all rock out together. And the best thing you could do is do what every preacher, well, majority of the preachers do and say at the end of the marriage proposal. If you go in your relationships that way, maybe it might just help. If you see something beautiful, remember this. You got 6 months to mind your business and 6 months to leave other people alone. And if y'all do that, y'all relationship will work. And that means you got 6 months to keep people out of y'all relationships and 6 months to let them leave their relationships alone. Because everybody's relationship is not the same. Somebody might look at me and say, girl, you are in a relationship. Well, maybe I am. But my thing is, it's none of your business. It's mine. It's how I'm working it. It's how we're doing it. And if we're okay with it, I appreciate you loving me enough to think that I may be settling or I may be selling myself short. But you never know why the person or why I am giving in or they are giving in to why they are who they are. What does that mean? Sometimes there's a reason why a person is dramatic. And if you understand the reason why they're dramatic, then you will know why, okay, I can deal with that. Somebody may have a problem where, okay, I get a kick out of snoring because I know they don't sleep. So to hear them sleeping that hard where they snoring, I'm like, you finally getting some rest. You better snore, baby. Somebody else may be like, oh my God, that's so annoying. Pillow over the head. I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example. But if you know what you're dealing with, you can deal with it later. You can deal with it, not later, but you can deal with it because you know. And if you know and you can deal with it, then What's the problem? Stop labeling everything. And I was one that needed a label. I did. And she told me, well, what the label mean? I said, it gives me security. Well, why does something have to give you security? And I had to think about that. And I had to think about, everybody knows my name is Shauna. I don't have a label on me that says who I am. I know who I am. So why do I need anything else to say anything else? Somebody else may not agree with me. And to a certain extent, that label still do feel comfortable and feel good. But at the point of somebody else's discomfort, I can deal with whatever we're dealing with. If we okay with it and we're there, then okay. But the minute I'm done, then that's when we have a hard relationship. And I said, okay, I can't do this anymore. Can we have a conversation about what can we do now? Because, and we had to have that conversation and be okay with having that conversation. Because you wouldn't want nobody to stay with you or stay in something that they don't want to stay in. But at the same token, I know you like, dang, she's really doing this double advocate thing today. But in the same token, you don't want to rush nobody to get into something that they are not ready to get into because you are. Again, that's why you need to know, what are you dealing with? Are you with a partner or are you just relationship oriented? And if you are relationship oriented, what type of relationship are you in? Are you in the one that causes drama and you need that drama to keep y'all going? Or do y'all have to have mutual friends in order for y'all relationship to keep going? Do you know that's a thing too?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? I was always told if you with somebody and you lose friends, you may think about who you with, because that means that person only wants you to themselves. And that's called a possessive relationship. I could put you on the mantelpiece and hold you down and we could stay together. And I'm okay with that. But you better not go nowhere because it's a possessive, your mind. And I think that's the hardest and the worst relationship to be in.
And some people don't know because I noticed some people that get into that type of relationship is because they didn't experience love growing up.
Oh,
So a person that's showing them love, and it's actually a point that was brought up because my daughter had a class about this, and she said that it was, I forgot the name of it, but it's a psych class, and basically it's a test that they had to take, and it determined your love language, determined what type of person you are, what type of career you should have, those type of test things.
right.
So it was said that she needed to go to therapy because she likes to be by herself, and because she's kind of withdrawn a little bit, but she's not. So she's the person that she's very observant. She's going to come into the room. She's going to speak out of respect, but she really don't want you to ask her name. She really don't want you to really have a conversation with her and sit next to her. She don't want the group activities. She want to do her work by herself. But once you get to know her, she likes to be around people. But she has her limits of who she wants in her space and the time that she wants them in her space. So it was said that maybe she didn't get love as a kid. And she's like, oh no. She was like, oh, I definitely got love as a kid. I've had too much love. So in her mind, she received too much love from her mom's side, which is me, and her dad's side, that now she don't want nobody touching her because someone was always touching her, hugging her, kissing her, always had her up going somewhere, getting dressed, doing different things. And now she's just like, leave me alone.
That part.
Leave me alone. So it's funny that they said that to her. She was like, I don't need therapy. Why would I ever need therapy? She's like, you don't know my family. She's like, maybe once you meet my mom and come to one holiday, or just come over the next time we all have Sunday dinner. Then
Yeah.
come back and ask me again about this test. So it was funny that she said that because in reality, the way she acts, you would think that she didn't have love. And you would think that she would attract that very person you were just talking about, that she's okay being on the shelf. She's okay with just being with him when she wants to be with him, and him being with her when he wants to be with her. She's okay for the days that they're not speaking. She's fine with that. That does not bother her. But for another person, it's like, oh, you're doing something, because we're picking that from past relationships. We're picking that from past patterns.
Right.
Because from past patterns, when a person didn't invite you to the family, you didn't meet their mom, you didn't go to dinner, you didn't go to the cookouts. Oh, that's because the other chick is there. That's why you not going.
Exactly. And you need
It's
to
like,
get
but
off that.
it's like, but that's not the case. It could be, and I've been a witness that the guy I was dating, one of the guys that I was dating, I could not go to the family function because his family was so toxic. He was embarrassed. So he was like, I'm gonna go kick it with them and now I'll be back. And it's like, well, why can't I go to the fish fry? He was like, nah, you can't go to the fish fry. And I'm like,
And
why can't I go to the fish fry? And he's like, so of course I had the girlfriend in my ear because the other chick at the fish fry you can't go to the fish fry.
exactly. That's what always happens.
Well, you know where
Yep.
the fish fry is. Won't you go to the fish fry? You know where it is. Let's go. You got money. You ain't got the money. I pay for your ticket. Let's go to the fish fry.
Let's go.
Like, what are we doing? Like, what?
Wait a minute.
Popping up at this
I need to
man
pause
for
you.
fish fry?
I need to pause you. How many of us have that friend that's going to ride out with you? Now, this friend's going to cut. They're going to ride out with you to break up your stuff because of what they see from their eyes, and it's not even nowhere compared to what they see. But then when it happens to them, you the last to know that that happened. They ain't going to do what you just told them to do for you, but they going to tell you, yeah, we going to ride out. The minute you hear that they going through the same thing, oh, I got you, we riding out. No, we not riding out. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to wait. But that's not what you do.
I'm not popping up in nobody's fish fry. I'm not doing it. And then it wasn't until later we had a conversation, and that's what he said. He was like, babe, you know, my family, this is what they do. This is how it goes down. He's like, and I don't need you around that. He's like, so that's why you can't come to the fish fry. So, I mean, I understood at the time, but that wasn't our only issue. But I understood it at the time. And I'm just like, whatever, I go to my own family. But he's more than welcome to come to my family fish fry. He eat up all the fish. It's like, okay, whatever.
And that's how our family is.
And that's just how they are. But I didn't understand it at the time. But now that I'm older, like, you know, it doesn't bother me if I go to the fish fry or not. That doesn't bother.
You know what?
Because we can spend other time together. But if you're in a part where we're not spending no time at all and you're going to the fish fry, then that's when it's a problem. And that's just where we're no longer in that partner orientated situation. We're just having relations at this point. So I'm just going to act accordingly. And Bobby, you're more than welcome to come. You can come. November 24th, my birthday. Go ahead. You can come.
He is not getting on the airplane to come see you on Thanksgiving. Okay. All right.
Well, you can come on Black Friday if I decide to go to the Mushaloo. You're more than welcome to come to the Mushaloo.
If he does that, we going to the Mushaloo?
The tickets is $20. Maybe I decide to go there.
Is that what we're doing? Because I really wanted to go. All right. So for my birthday, because my birthday is November the 16th,
nobody's talking about her birthday.
I wanted to go to New Orleans, even to the point where I was going to get on the plane and go by myself.
We're not talking about that.
I was. Then I said, nope, I'm going to drive up to Niagara Falls for the day.
We're not talking about that either.
But then thinking, I don't know. The Mushaloo, huh? I might come down to Vegas. I don't know. I can come.
Amazon Prime all day. I'll give you my Amazon account. I have Prime. You sending me a gift? Okay. Bet.
Bobby, I'm gonna have to talk to you on the side, honey.
Bet. Amazon Prime. I see the info.
Anyway, anywho, yeah, that invite, that thing.
Somebody said, come on down.
Somebody told me if I come down, I'm not going to want to come home. They told me the same thing about Atlanta too. So I don't know. We'll see. Somebody might find me in their city, but nevertheless, I digress. So again, the no invite thing. I used to be offended for the no invite. I was like, oh, I can't go. Oh, I'm not good enough to come. Oh, what? Oh, because then you got to explain me. Oh, I understand. And you don't want to explain me. Or what is me? Oh, but you. But mine was because of what I saw and what I, in my mind, put two and two together that came up with a calculation to say, oh, so this is how it's supposed to be. And a lot of us did that. We listened to the other person that was, um, as we call them, seasoned relationship guides. They always had an advice on what we should do and how we should do it. And because they've been in this so long and you just new to the relationship thing, it was like, oh. But I think the hardest relationship guide I ever had was the one that never understood what it felt like to be married, to now have to go back into the dating scene, and they're not doing things the way they used to do it back in your day. Just circle it. Are we you my guy? I'm your girl. Um Now it's like, oh no, we don't do that no more. Oh, but you want to sleep with me? Yeah. Oh, but it's not just me we just sleeping with? No. Oh, we not doing that? I
No,
mean,
we're
there's
not doing
there's so many check boxes on this thing. So yeah, I understand why people don't even want to be in relationships, because like you have to fill out a whole survey. But I can appreciate the survey only
that. That's why
because
Steve
now,
Harvey says it. You have to say it in the beginning.
yeah, I appreciate the survey now because now I know. I know what I'm walking into and I can act accordingly. And by me acting accordingly, they may not like it because they're looking for somebody that's going to react according to how they believe people should act. Because there's some people that are in relationships, which is another category called this was how my folks did it, or this is how my family did it. My mom didn't, my mom was a hard, strong woman and she gave my dad her space. That's the kind of woman that I want. But did you know why your mama gave your dad his space? It wasn't because of what you thought or what you thinking. I'm just saying. So
See, they have, and that's why I said partner orientation is not a learned behavior. And
yeah.
it's not, and it could be, I'm trying to sit back and think of how many older relationships I've seen to say that, okay, that was a partner. It's really not. It's just who you are. It's your makeup.
No, we had a partner. We have a family member. I'm not mentioning no names, but we have a family member that started off as a partnership, but they didn't know, the person who was getting into it with them didn't know that was a partner relationship, because theirs was called security. I'm only getting this in this with you because I need to know that I'm going to be taken care of. I need a
That's not the
security.
same.
No, but that's not partnership. But theirs was a secure relationship in a partner oriented situation. That's what it was. It's very complicated and very complex because they got into it for a reason of a partnership, but the relationship was based off of why? Because I need somebody to secure me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's not the same though. I know what you're saying, but it's not the same.
So
Partner.
that's another thing. So how do you understand the
That's
difference?
what I said. Because you know who you are as an individual. Like I said, and that's the part where you probably cut out at. I'm a partner, no matter if I'm dealing with, and not saying relationship, dealing with. If I'm a partner to my girlfriends, I'm a partner to my family, and I'm a partner to whoever I'm dating with. Dating.
Right.
So I don't go in it with the intent of anything. There is no thing of this is a partner relationship and then it changes later because the person I'm with is also a partner. So what we're doing is we're building each other up. We're supporting each other mentally, physically, spiritually. We're connected as one. Like we have a great connection, a family orientated. We're constantly building into our relationship. And I'm supporting your ideas. I'm supporting your goals. I'm supporting your passion, and you're supporting the same with me. If I'm in an organization, you're supporting me while I'm in this organization. If I decide to change careers, you're supporting me in that career, good, bad, or indifferent. If you're coming home to go to school, I'm supporting your decision of the reason you're coming home. We're not thinking in the box of, well, babe, if you stop working and come up from school, can I maintain the bills? We already know that. You have my back, I have your back. So we already know if I get paid every 2 weeks and my payday fall on this Friday, you get paid every 2 weeks, your pay falls on next Friday. We have money every week of the month, every day, every week we have money.
But what happens when y'all thinking that's the type of relationship y'all in, partnership, right? But you find out that the partner is only one sided.
You find that out in the beginning because you know that person. You know right away in the beginning of the relationship if you have a partner or you don't. That's why I said my relationships didn't work because I was not with a partner. The person I was supporting the partner the whole time because I'm supporting him. I gave the example of the previous ex, the
Oh
man.
no, don't worry. I got you. I got you. And if y'all didn't get it, remember y'all can always go back and record and binge. You know, y'all can always binge.
Right. So is you give it back to where it's like from day one. We have this new we don't it's not a new thing. We have the thing of women can take a man out to dinner. I can
Yeah.
invite you and I can pay for it.
Yes.
That's fine.
That is a thing, gentlemen.
That
I'm
is the thing.
saying.
I'm fine. I pay for the dinner. I put the tip. We go. We have a good time. You do the same. Go have a good time. But that one time that you tell me we can't go out because you were offended, you're not going to tell me you was offended, but you really felt some type of way that I paid for dinner. So now when we want to go out, you're going to make sure we only go out when you have money. To where I'll say, we don't tell me no. I want to go eat. Let's go. And it's like, oh, I don't care. Let's go.
All right. So now I need to take you somewhere. Okay, guys, it's time for me to put her in the interview chair. So, what happens when you're dealing with a gentleman who you're always taking out and they're never taking you out?
Then you stop taking them out.
But that's your partner. You're
No, it's not.
partnering them is the
No,
one
it's not.
sided partnership relationship.
It's not.
It's a part is a
I'm just having we're in a relationship. That's
no,
not a
we're just
partner.
having relations.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, we're in a relationship. This is my beau. I'm his girl.
okay.
But he has a problem with me paying.
No, he don't have a
So
problem. He don't have a problem. It's just that
no,
when it
yeah,
comes
he
to
just
that,
want me to
you
pay
just
because
never
he
get
knows
there.
that I can pay.
No,
So
no,
I'm gonna do
no.
that.
Scratch that. He can pay.
Yeah, he can
He
pay. I know he
can
can pay,
go.
but he rather I pay. Yeah, he gonna keep his money in his pocket. That's not my partner.
No. Scratch all that. We're gonna write a new scenario. You're in a partnership relationship, right? You're partner oriented in this relationship or whatever you want to call it. But you're the partner. You're doing everything partner wise, but they're not they're not giving it back to you.
Again, that's not a partner orientated relationship.
A partner oriented a partner oriented relationship means the both of you together are partners.
Yes,
I do
yes,
need y'all to understand. There's a
yes,
reason why I'm saying this. There's a reason why I'm
yes.
saying this.
It's not, and
It's
the
not
thing
one
with, and
sided.
even with that scenario, it can be one sided in the partner, but it's only one sided if, for whatever the reason, if his job falls through, he gets laid off, he didn't get
But maybe
paid,
it's just that that's
he
how
want
he
to
is.
go out.
He had to take care
That's
of
fine.
us.
In any dynamic relationship, just you as a person can change. Where you can feel that I'm initiating everything, so I'm gonna fall back. Doesn't mean that we're still not in a partner-driven relationship. It's just me being human and me feeling like you're taking advantage of me, or or I'm taking advantage of you. That's just human nature is going to come into it. However it falls into it. Or it could be, oh, you got time, you got money to spend big balling at the football game, at tailgating, but you can't take that same money and take me here. That's just dynamics of a relationship. That's just you remembering and falling in line and like, oh, you know what, babe, you know what? I haven't taken you out for a minute. So get dressed. Come on, let's go out. Doesn't mean that we're still not in a partner relationship.
So that's when we have the conversation in those type of situations,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, you
Exactly.
just have to, because life happens where you can forget about your person.
Yeah.
Life
And it
happens.
may not be intentional.
And it
It
is
really
not
may not be
intentional.
intentional.
It can be family. You can have
Or
something going on with the family. You can have something going on with your kids. You can have something going on with your job. You can just not feel secure with yourself. And that bleeds into the relationship. But as a partner, you understand that and you're willing to work with that person and not walk away from that person.
exactly. Which leads me to wondering, is Mom Cradle still here? I wonder if she's still here because I would love to know what she got to say about this. Because she always gives some nice stuff. When we used to have a little conversations in the day, she
She
always
hasn't
said,
commented yet. But it's not something that is, it's just in you. It's,
mhm.
you attract what you attract. And in different times, I feel I'm a firm believer in seasons of our lives, we attract what we attract.
Yeah, we do.
And depending on where you are in your season will
Yeah.
determine the type of person that you attract.
Yeah.
But when it's your person, is the difference.
You'll know.
You know that's your person, and that person you don't have to establish too much because it's already communicated, it's already understood, and it flows and it just happens. And then you have to be the one to not sabotage it because it's flowing.
Say that word again.
Sabotaging, because we do that too because it's too good. We're not used to this. If something ain't right, where's Casper? Casper's around here somewhere. Casper's get ready to jump out at me, and it's like, no, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to feel. It's how it's supposed to be, and that's just what it is. But now our dating world has changed.
It has
You
dramatic.
said years ago, no, it's changed yesterday.
Yeah.
A conversation I had with somebody yesterday is going to be totally different than the conversation I had with somebody tomorrow.
And
It's just different.
it's weird. It's weird because everything is in a box. It's like everything is defined. Oh, well, this is what this is. Oh, well, this is what this is. Oh, and that is what that is. And it's like, well, dang, after all of that, do I keep going with this thing or do I just say whatever? I'd rather, what the song say? If I got to go through all this, then I'd rather be by myself, sleep by myself, eat by myself, and be at peace with myself.
That's boring. That's boring. It's boring.
Because guess what? There's days when I enjoy that moment. Like we said, in our family, it was always somebody there. So sometimes for me, if nobody was there, there was a problem. It was time to make a phone call. All right, y'all, somebody got to come in here because ain't nobody here. Somebody had to be here. So when it wasn't nobody here, it was like it always felt like something was missing or something was wrong. Until the one day when I learned, hey, this is cool. Oh, I don't have to. Oh, I can keep the door closed. Oh, I ain't got to call nobody. Oh, I don't have to fix nothing. Oh, and it felt good. And I kind of got complacent with it because I was there and I did what I want to do when I do it, how I do it, where I do it, when I do it. Period. It was just me. But at a point, it was time to come out the box and say, okay, it's time for me to start doing what I do. But trust, best believe you me, I still go where I want to go in my own car and leave when I want to leave.
As you should.
Because I don't want nobody saying, I'm ready to go. We just got here. Like in that movie, the one with Common and Queen Latifah. I would have beat the cousin up, and that was the man I was interested in too. And she ended up.
Like she didn't get far.
No, she didn't, because she only went. Now, what kind of relationship was that?
It's a partnership. Latifah and Common is a partner because he promoted her with her business. She promoted him with his business, and she helped get his confidence back. She supported him up until the very end.
And what was the cousin?
The cousin was just a gold digger. That wasn't a relationship at all.
And that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Understand there's a difference between a gold digger and a partner. So when you find yourself always in these relationships that broke your heart because you were dealing with gold diggers and now you got a partner in front of you, don't categorize them and say, see, that's why I didn't want to be with them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't insult that person and compare them to somebody that's not even in the same category or hemisphere that you or that person that's in front of you with. And that goes for men too, because lately I've been talking to a lot of men that are having female issues. Issues meaning issues that we as women have with men are now having with women. And I found that so bizarre. I was like, wow. But then I was like, oh, well, maybe it's because men are starting to get in touch with their emotions and now it's an issue. I'm like, no, men are saying, I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of being considered a punk because I'm not talking about it. And I'm going to talk about it. There's a man, I just found him today, and he's everywhere. TikTok, in Instagram, and he was just on the Sherry show. And the brother is dynamite. I believe he might have even been a pro or ex-football player. And he was talking about the mental health that men, issues or need to now go through. And I was like, wow, this guy is deep. And I was listening to him, and I really want to tell some women, I need y'all to quietly listen to the non-verbal conversation. Because a lot of men have conversations with us that are not verbal, and they're talking to us and we're not hearing them. And they're talking as slow as they can, but we so stuck on how we understanding it or interpreting it. I think we need to slow down and listen to what these men are saying, because we have some strong men that are out here crying out and we're not hearing them. We're like, oh, whatever. I need, well, this have to be like this for me. Yeah, we do the head nod thing. And some of us women, we are so hurt till the slip is showing. Yes, your bitter slip is showing. And you can tell in your conversation. And I just think we need to listen just a little bit more. I think we need to stop and listen just a little bit. And listen not from our perspective, but listen from someone else's perspective. You may be surprised that you may have some people misunderstood.
Because it's crazy, because a lot of men, that's just a learned behavior that they're not supposed to show their vulnerability, and they're labeled if they do, because they're supposed to be this tough exterior, and women are so emotional. And a lot of times that's why it's good and bad. I was taught both ways, that when I'm upset, I do need some time to think, because my mouth goes quicker than my head. And it's not me. Sometimes I do intentionally want to hurt you, and then sometimes I don't. But the things that I've said, it may have came out so fast, like, baby, that's not what I said. And you can't take those words back. And you can't tell a person how to feel about what you said. Right. It's like, that may not have been your intention, but you said it, and this is what it felt like. Okay, I put my big girl panties on and say, I'm sorry.
Right.
But can we move past it?
Right.
Yes or no? And then you have some men who want you to take that time and don't talk to me right now, because I want you to think about, because I need to think about what I'm going to say. You think about what you need to say, and then we can come back and talk about it. Right. But then I've had a guy who was just like, I'm not leaving because we're going to talk about this. I'm not leaving. And I'm like, well, I need a minute. And he said, well, go in the bathroom. Go in the backyard. Go walk around the corner. But I'm not leaving until we talk about this. And I was just like, wow. Okay. So I had to learn how to deal with that. And I had to learn how to figure out what I'm going to say with me still being angry, and say it in the way that I needed him to hear what I was saying, and then receive what he was saying, because that's the most important part about it. You can say what you want all day, but how are we receiving each other that's the key to the effective communication. But we have our landlord in the
field. So I feel like Russell Simmons right now. I want to bring in the man behind all of this. Everyone always heard of him and heard us call his name, but I believe the landlord is officially in the house. So Soul TV, you are getting the first time and first opportunity to see the landlord. So Soul TV, you better turn it on. Tell everybody else that he's coming through. But the landlord, the man who puts it all together, is in the room. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Mr. Bob. What's going on? You're on mute. You're on mute.
You see your mute button? Take your mute button on. There you go.
I got it.
There you go.
Thanks for being so patient. How y'all doing today?
Good, yourself,
landlord.
Great. Yeah, I seen you guys on there. I was like, I gotta speak on this because the thing, I'm gonna let you in on some inside information. I'm gonna break
Oh,
the
bring you
guy.
up to the screen.
I'm gonna break the man code today. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
bringing him up to the screen. Ladies, get ready. He's breaking the code. Get your pens and papers. Up.
I'm breaking the code. Okay. So, one of the biggest complaints that men have is women getting advice from other women. You need to get advice from a man. Now, find a friend that could tell you how men really feel. And the thing about we don't have a lot going on in our head, contrary to belief. I know women think 1,000 miles a minute. We have the uncanny ability to turn off thought. So when you ask a man, what do you think about? What do you think about? Nothing. I'm thinking about nothing. This is a great ability. So don't take it the wrong way if a man's just saying nothing, because we really think about nothing. And it's probably that's probably how nature has it, because we have to be the head of the relationship, so we have to save our brain cells for important things. I'm not saying that what you're thinking about is not important. I don't want to go there and get myself in trouble. But but yeah, we have the ability to not think about anything. And then also another thing about a man, if you want to make a man happy, we need praise, just like a pet, So we take out the trash. Good job on taking the trash. That's the best trash taker outer ever. And guess what he's gonna do? I love her. I can't cheat on her. She loves me. You know what I mean? It's like a power pill for us.
You know what? You know what? You are so right. I remember having a conversation where it was said the reason why the relationship didn't go and the reason why I went to her was because she acted like she needed me and you didn't need me.
Exactly. And they a lot of that's been coming up lately too, especially with this power movement. If a woman doesn't need you, why am I here?
So explain this power movement. What's this power movement you're talking about?
Like, I don't need a man breaking their neck. I don't need a man. Yes, you do need a man. You know what I mean?
What you need a man for? Come on.
What you need a man for?
What you need a man
for? Okay, flip that. If I was a man, right? I don't need a woman.
There's some men out here that are saying that. They are saying, I don't need a woman. I need what I need her. Other than that, I don't need it. I'm focused on what I need to focus on. I'm doing what I need to be doing. I'll get to her when I need to fulfill my inside needs. What do you do with that man?
You got me on that one. Yeah.
You said we need to add
it's women that feel the same way.
You know what?
Yes,
but see, I mean, it's the kind of man you're looking for, right? So a man wants to take care of you. Yeah, he wants to take care of you. He thinks you're the most beautiful thing in the world. He want to go to work every day for you. He want to raise kids together. Guess what you call him? What do you call him, Shauna?
Exactly.
A simp. A simp. Simp. You gotta get that out of our vocabulary.
I call mine kings. That's what I call mine.
Right, and you're different.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
A
lot of these women out here that are saying they can't find a good man because you ain't looking for one. You're looking for the tough guy or whatever. I mean, by nature, women have to be attracted to the strongest male because it's essential to survival, But we don't really have that. We're not in the jungle chasing anything or in a desert trying to forage for food or fight lions or anything like that.
Because if you do that, then I'm like, he loves me, Hercules.
Right. That's in our nature for a woman to find the strongest male.
But you know why? I believe, and again, this is my theory, because this is what we've been taught. And I believe because of these teachings, we took these teachings and we illustrated it to believe what we thought our eyes were seeing, not knowing what was behind this thing called the power man, the strong man, and what a strong man looks like and what a strong man is supposed to be like versus understanding. It takes a strong man to get up in the morning knowing that he can't do what he needs to do for his family. So he's going to push beyond what he can do. That's a strong man. The strong man is the one who says, I have to put my grind on to keep my family going. So that means I'm not going to be home, but I'm doing this because I love you. No, I want you to spend some time with me. I need you to come home. I need you to be with the kids. I need you to take me out. I. That is not, and then you wonder why he's breaking down. You're wondering why he's going to that other woman who wants to hold him and say, you know what?
Nurture.
You're right, you're doing the thing. Then we get confused. This is why, because everybody's looking from their perspective of what they believe is to be true. What is so today? I want everybody, this is my challenge, erase what you believe truth is, and let's find out what truth really means. But
I thought that was a really good point that you said. That's why I give you kudos on that. We got to give up what we think it should be, and make it what it is, and accept it for what it is, and then steer it towards what you want. Right. But this fairy tale that we grew up with in Disney shouldn't be our roadmap.
It's not it. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because for the last couple of days, everybody's been having this whole Halloween thing, and I've been Cinderella. And I've been Cinderella not with the gown, but I have been Cinderella without the shoe. I had one.
You could pull it off.
And I was too. I had on my cute shoes. Only one. And was walking around without the other. I was Cinderella. But what I wanted people to understand was the understanding for Cinderella. People got a misconception of the other story to Cinderella. It's two things about Cinderella, but everybody wants to be Cinderella, but I don't think everybody understands what it means to be Cinderella. Cinderella didn't walk around here looking for nobody to find out what happened to her shoe. Did you see her go back and find her shoe? No. Everybody wants Cinderella. They're looking for their Prince Charming to come with the shoe that fits. But she didn't go looking for him. She put that shoe away and was about her business. He fell in love with who she was, what she did, what she was doing, how she was living. Her. He saw her. But she didn't think she was good enough for him. Because when she first met him, she never told her where she was. She did say my name, but she never told him where she could find him, and she disappeared. The same way she did with that shoe. She wanted him to see him for what she believed she was supposed to look like in the eyes of a prince. Because if he were to see me as I was, he would not want me. And we have to get outside of that. Women and men. Stop trying to be what you believe that man needs you to be or what that woman needs you to be, and be yourself. Because what happens is eventually you go back to being you. And now you married, and they married to you, and they don't know you. They know who you are. And they like, wait a minute, who are you? That's not, I want a divorce. I'm out of here. So that's why you be like, wait a minute, I need to see you. And I don't know who told me this. I want to see you I think my son said it. I want to see you in all seasons. I want to see what you look like in the spring, summer, fall, and winter. Because that way I know how to deal with you in all seasons of your life. And I might miss some, but at least I know how to deal with you. And I can decide at that point, and we both have the understanding of respect, if I can deal with how you deal with that. And then vice versa. I might appreciate how you deal, but you might not appreciate how I deal with my winner. And you be like, wait, man, you know what? I think we better be just friends. Well, you know what? I think we better just be friends too. But you got to get to that point of getting beyond, not letting your past trip you up, and not letting your truth to be true trip you up. And you need to step up on them things. And maybe you can be better on your life. Life would be not as stressful and as this thing, so much of a headache. I'm trying to tell you, this thing gave me a headache with this surveys and this kind of relationship and that kind of relationship. I'm like, no wonder I was messed up in relationships. I wasn't even in. I felt like I was in the box from Sesame Street. One of these things was doing his own thing, and I was doing my thing. They were doing their thing. We never met.
Mm-hmm.
We never met, and I still don't think my ex-husband knows who I am. He never met me because he didn't see me. He saw me, but he didn't really see me, and I didn't see him either. Because if I would saw him and understood that I could not complete him, maybe we might not even got married.
And Steve Harvey talked about that word complete too.
Yeah.
That you can't complete somebody.
Nope.
It's not
No.
circle is not what it is. Like you come completed.
There's
We
two
complement each other. Complete. But we complement each other when we're complete. But you can't complete me. I can't complete you.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. We're not chains connecting together. That's just not how it goes.
That's right.
And when he talked about that, he brought up the whole partner orientation versus relationship orientation and how he met his ex and how his relationship with his current wife is so different because he understands the roles in himself and his era from what things he did.
Mm-hmm.
He was real clear about his past, and he let others come in and talk about they've seen his growth and different things. And he gave his kudos to his wife because she is his partner, and it was things that he struggled with, and she told him like, that's not how we gonna do this. And some things he was stressing about, and she was like, babe, let's get dressed and go to dinner. He's like, how can we get dressed and go to dinner? I got to. She's like, that's already taken care of. It's already styled for. And he's like, how? Nobody said anything. I didn't do anything. She was like, just trust and have faith that it's already solved. Let's go head out, get dressed. Let's go get some lobster. And he was just like, all right. So he said he took a lot of cues from her because one, her spirituality was a lot higher than his. So a lot of things, her faith helped him keep his faith, and it helped push him into making certain decisions and walking away from certain things that other people was telling him, don't you walk away from that. That's the wrong thing to do. You're going to lose this. You're going to lose that. And he was like, but I would have lost so much more if I would have stayed. And they didn't understand it until later on he explained how he was getting lost. And if it wasn't for Margie reminding him of whom he was and see the greater potential in him then. And it was like, yeah, because men need that pat on the back too. And I challenge women all the time, and they always get mad at me. They tell me that I'm pro man, and I'm like, I could be pro man all day long. It's like, because they're human. At the end of the day, a man is a man. He's human. If he cries, it's okay. If he's broke, it's okay. If he's driving a hoopty, it's okay. If he's working at McDonald's, it's okay.
That's another thing.
Oh, what's another thing?
Something to say. Okay. A millionaire goes to McDonald's. She's a cute girl behind the cashier thing, right? He's vibing with her. Guess what? He's gonna come back the next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to go out? I like the way you look, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Different McDonald's. A millionaire lady comes in. Guy behind the cashier box. He's good looking, and they're vibing. She's not coming back.
Mm-mm.
You know why?
Because he work at McDonald's.
Exactly. Explain this to me.
Look, listen. Not all women, because some people understand that to work McDonald's, people don't understand. You gotta go to school to work the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Bye, girl.
You gotta go to school to work at McDonald's. So not all women are under the scope of, you work at McDonald's. I don't want to talk to you. And you got dirt under your nails. I don't want to talk to you. So you got some women that, and we do. We have some women as well. We have some men. Some men is not going to date the girl whose face ain't right, who needs a filter just to see if it's her. They don't believe like, oh, there's a filter, but then when the filter come off, like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I mean, my cousin calling me in the bathroom. I mean, just stay right here, don't move. And then she sit me at the table like this. Because she had the filter on. You can't be mad at him for running. Same thing with us women. When that man come up there looking like he all like this, when he come in, he like, you're like, what the fuck? You know? And you're like, I'm so happy to see you. Let me go check my car and like check your car. Yeah, you know they got valet. Did you know they got valet? Ain't got no valet. They ain't violate my car. No, they violate my car. I got the special car. I'll be right back. You be on the phone, girl. I told you it was a catfish. You know,
catfishing is a thing.
You know, but I'm a firm believer. And I've always been this way. That's why my mother always used to say, I'm a fan of the underdog. I don't care how you look. I need your soul to show me what you look like. At first, yes. I used to be, okay, he has to be tall, light-skinned, curly hair, dimples, and bow-legged. I used to sit there. But then I realized that light-skinned, curly hair, dimple, bow-legged one was whipping my behind mentally. And I had to see that he really wasn't as cute as I thought he was when I saw the inside of his sad core. Because my grandma said you can be so pretty, but your inside can be so ugly to make you look ugly. And once I learned that, like Sarita said, we got older. And it's sad because our young people are doing it now, but I don't know if they're going to have time to get old to learn it. And that's why I employ all older people to tell your story. Because by you telling your story, they are now learning that what I believe was to be true is not. I never forget, I had the conversation with my sons. And I had to go back and reverse some stuff that I had said. And so when they was talking, I was like, oh, no, this is what you do now. And they're like, but Mom, you always told us. I said, yeah, I know why I told you that. But this is what I'm trying to tell you now. Because I'm learning that my then and now is not today. And as a result of that, we have to look at things differently. You know, the only thing that COVID was not the only thing that happened to us. The pandemic was not the only thing that happened to us. That wasn't the only thing that changed. Some of us ought to be grateful that happened because it caused a reset button for us to start thinking at things differently. And like you said, you know, you have to stop and process, you know, not be so quick to talk. And then when you are quick to talk, say, wait a minute, and run back in your head what you just said. That's why I love that song. Stop, look, listen, stop, look. Listen. Now proceed. And I think if we just slow down and take the time just to wait for the yellow light and understand the yellow light don't mean speed up because the red light get ready to happen, which I used to do, I think things could just, okay, I said I did.
I'm going to keep that in my head what I was getting ready to say because it wasn't nice. Go ahead.
You probably gonna say the same thing Aunt Cletus used to say. Oh, that red light wasn't for you, was it, baby?
No.
I was like, what red light? It wasn't red, it was yellow. She's like, okay.
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
But you gotta remember, I got my good goods on now, so I can see. Before I couldn't see before. I once was blind, mentally and spiritually, physically, but now I can see.
Don't.
Now I see the light is yellow. Now I see the light is red.
Red light, green light.
Now I see that pothole was actually a hole. We have to talk about that. That blew my mind. I was like, that was a hole. Okay. So yeah. This is what happens when the landlord from Soul TV walks in. So before we go, because I know we probably got some more to say, I don't know. But before we do, I need Mr. Soul TV to introduce himself because we can't do it no better than he can. So tell everybody, who is Mr. Soul TV and what is Soul TV?
Well, I am Bobby Yo, and Soul TV is a place where people could get together all around the world. We're going to bring the world together one country at a time here. And, everybody that loves soul music, that was our first passion, but we have TV, movie. We want to bring it all together in one place. So that's what we're doing here. It's a movement. It's for the people. It's for the people. So, you got other networks out there, but they don't have the freedom we have. So power to the people.
Power to the people.
That's what we are. So, everyone's welcome here. I just want you to feel like you're coming home. That's where we at, Shauna.
Yes.
And one more thing I had on my mind, but you guys were so busy talking.
What's that?
No, I'm just kidding with y'all. Is that, another thing men like women, we like women to act like women, okay? So
wait a minute. No.
I know you could change the tire, but let me do it, okay?
I'm not changing the tire. You got that.
I need you to develop that. You got to develop that. Come on, you don't get it.
Let me put it on a t-shirt.
I'm going to sip on this. I'm going to sip on this while you develop this thing. Oh, brought to you by Canada Dry Vanilla. It is the new thing. Did you know? Okay, so go ahead. What's this? Women do
like
what?
Bargain Brand water.
All right, look, these sponsors better show up. Canada Dry, I called your name. I called you cream soda. They got peach too. Peach is good. It's not just your everyday ginger ale.
Wow.
But anyway, come on back. What did you just say about this? We need women to act like women. What that supposed to mean?
I mean, I'm just saying that's what men like. We like women to act like women, just like you like a man to act like a man.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? Act like a man?
That too.
Yeah, acting like a man means, I don't know if women are into holding doors or opening doors and stuff like that anymore.
Yes.
Okay. You like that? Okay.
Yes. Open my door, close my door.
Yes. Right. So, the equivalent to that for a woman would be to, straighten my tie, straighten my collar, pick something out of my ear if you see something. It's stuff like that. That's, we don't say it, but it lets us know that you care.
So, Usher says it best. It's the simple things in life.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the simple little things. It's the emoji that says, I'm thinking about you. It doesn't have to be the whole paragraph of, is the famous Moana. Oh, you're the greatest. And they smile about that. They're like, you're so silly, but I made you smile. It's something. Because you never know where somebody's frown is in their life, because we all wear masks, even the ones we see, but then we also wear the masks that we don't see. And like you said, men want women that can cater.
Right. It's a nurturing thing, and we all have roles. And, as hard as society tries to blend those roles, to make it work, we're genetically wired for a woman should be a nurturing person and a man should be a protector. And and it works good for both of us, and anytime we try to blend that's when you run into problems. Well, that's just my opinion though.
And it's accepted. I just have one question for you though.
Okay, I got one answer.
You said a man, you said you want a man to look like a man. Now, we've been saying for a while now, and Reed, this is going to go to you too. We've been saying in our perspective, to our thinkings, what this means. So from a man's perspective, tell me, what does a man look like, so that a woman can have a clear understanding that it may not be what your grandma told you that a man is supposed to look like.
This is true. I mean, we all grew up in different houses, but my perspective of what a man should be is, a man that is not afraid to go to work, not afraid to get his hands dirty. If his family is hungry, he's gonna figure out how to get some food, some shelter. He's gonna take care of business, and take care of his woman. He's gonna make sure she's happy. And then women have different degrees of happy. Some women want a man who talks more, or they want a man who just provides more. Like, I want a diamond necklace every anniversary, but it depends on what kind of woman you get. You're gonna have to keep up with that. So, if it's not something you can do long term, don't even start. But if you got it like that, to provide a diamond necklace every birthday, go at it. But
if he doesn't do those things that you just mentioned, does that mean he's not a man?
It doesn't. It means that he's, I guess, love language. Maybe he doesn't know what you want, and you have to adjust to that. That could be a reason why. But as you guys are saying, or you ladies are saying, sorry, the way you begin is the way you finish. So, if you can't do it at the beginning, then you might as well move on and look for something different.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
So,
but on the flip side, though, I got an idea of what a man should be. He should be a protector, basically, and a provider. That's nature. Okay.
So that's the thing. Guys that don't. Okay. So what's a provider?
A provider is a man that goes to work, which takes me back to the guy at McDonald's. And that's probably why you guys don't want a guy to work.
Thank you. That's where I needed you to get to. That's the McDonald's guy. Only because
it's working at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's myself. I loved working.
I worked at Burger King.
Yeah, it was a great job for me because it taught me self-discipline. I'm not putting nobody down at work at McDonald's, but and actually they pay pretty good now. But yeah, I see. I was just using it as an example.
See, I had to work at McDonald's because it's like me. I like to have things my way.
Burger King.
It ruined my motto of life. Have it your way. Oh, without go work at McDonald's. I get Burger King because I like to have it my way. We're going to do just fine. Oh God. So Ray, now's your turn. What does a man look like to you?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm actually got my ears open. I need to hear this. I need to hear this.
So I agree with what Bobby said. That's what a man looks like to me. They provide, they protect. I like a man to be a little sensitive to his side, because sometimes when men are in that protecting mode, they forget how sensitive they need to be, because you need protection too. And I can protect you as well. There's certain times in your life where you need your woman to protect and cover you. That comes into nurturing, that comes into us just being in tune to our man. But also, I like my man to talk because I like to talk. So we need to communicate. I like to have fun. And I need my man, like just like how you want me to be submissive and sit back and let you take in charge and take control, it's times that I need him to also let me take control, and he sit back and look and say, my babe got that, so I'm good with that. And he's secure and confident with that, because some people don't know how to do the two. And just because I'm taking the lead doesn't mean I'm taking his manhood from him.
Right.
That just means that maybe in this area, I got it. I got the resources. I got the connections. You ain't got to worry about that. I got you. And vice versa. But overall, it goes hand in hand.
I agree
on
with
both
you.
sides.
And to tag on to that, a man to me, what he looks like to me is the best version of him that he can be. Because see, a lot of people can't be anything other than what somebody else wants them to be. They only can be what and who they are. If I can't expect this man to be the man of an astronaut when the astronaut is not in his DNA, but what he can be and what he can do and what he's capable of being able to do, that's what a man is to me. And if he can't do it, that it's okay for him to understand that he can't, and not make him feel less of a man because he can't.
Right.
But the fact that he's a man because he can admit, hey, I can't, but this is what I can. And he's the best version of him that he can be. That's what a man looked like to me. I don't
And
need
that's why I'm glad daddy took me out when I was younger, because like Bobby said, I know what it is to have my door held when I walk in and out of the store, getting in and out of the car. I know what it's supposed to be when we're walking on the street and he moves me on the inside because he walks on the outside. I know what it's like when we're sitting at a restaurant that he sits towards. I'm sitting towards the door, but he's facing the door because he needs to be aware of the surroundings. And I was taught that, and that you need to, if I'm going to the bathroom, he's going to make sure that he's staying in a place where he can see exactly where I went. So he knows, even if I wasn't paying attention, who walked behind me in the bathroom. And it's not him being a pervert. It's just him being aware that that didn't look right. She walks to the bathroom. Why he walking? So let me make sure I'm in eye shot to see what's going on right there. And that's what I was taught from the beginning. So any guy who came behind my dad, it was just like, what are we doing? Yeah. Why is that you not? And at the time I was considered bougie. Oh, you just being bougie. It's like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Okay, fine. But then when I met that guy who did that, he was looking at me to be shocked, like, didn't you just see me? And it's like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what? Well, huh? You mean?
That's what's supposed to happen.
That's what you're supposed to do. What? But because he wasn't used to it, I had to be the one to get him to pat on the back and be like, babe, good looking out. I saw how you moved over when the guy walked by.
And he needed that. He needed that
pat on the back.
Even though me and Sarita are we are paternal sisters.
Are we?
Yeah.
Even though we are, I didn't have that experience with my dad. I had a different experience with my dad. And I believe, maybe, I could be wrong, that the reason why was because me being the firstborn, he saw what happened with me. So he was like, I better do different. And he did it with her. Because with me, I was the only child. So I had everything. I was the oldest. I got everything. Me and him, people thought we were dating. People would have thought I was his little mama. Because when he wore polka dots, I wore polka dots. When he wore blue, I wore blue. When he went to sleep, I went to sleep. When he went to work, I sat up. That was what I was taught. That's what I was brought up. So that's how I was molded.
Oh, so that's why you like to dress. Oh, okay.
And that's my point exactly. That's why I always did the lookalike thing. Like, okay, we all wearing red. Come on, we wearing red. Come on, we wearing our shorts.
Wow.
Oh, when he got on red, okay, I got on my red hat and my red tie. Or I'm gonna wear my red dress and my pink pumps. Something like, it, because we were in a relationship. We were together. This is what togetherness was. So that's what we did. And so I was already groomed to, this is what it looks like in a relationship. This is what it looked like in a marriage. Daddy goes to work, mommy come home, mommy do this, daddy do this. We all played this. We all hung out like this. We all did this dance, this music. We all drank. We all ate at the same time. We all ate this food. If he like hot dogs, I like hot dogs. If he don't like hot dogs, I don't care how much I like hot dogs. We don't like hot dogs. It was like that type of situation.
Look at Rita's head.
Yeah, because she can tell you the whole story about the hot dogs. That's the whole story.
See, but me and my dad, our dad had a different relationship because we talked. So I told him what I like, what I don't like. So that's why he took me out, because he's like, you can't go out telling people what you want to do all the time. So this is how we're going to work this in so you get what you want. And you say it politely. So I knew how to conduct myself in public.
And that was the difference for me, because I always was a caterer. I always was the provider. I always knew what to say and how to say it. Now, sometimes I did say things that made everybody go, but I knew how to present it in a way where the whole room didn't kind of like blow up in the explosion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I ain't eating no hot dogs. I don't care what you eat. And I don't want no hot dog. And I'm not eating.
My thing was whatever makes you happy, Daddy.
No, I was the kid who sat at the table.
We eating hot dogs again tonight.
Yeah, no, I was the kid who sat at the table
Whatever
and
makes
they
you happy,
said
Daddy.
people in Ethiopia starving. And I'm like, well, give them these hot dogs then. If they over here starving.
Hot dogs again. With rice and bacon. Okay, Daddy, whatever makes you happy. Oh God, it's Friday.
No, he sat here and he said, people in Ethiopia starving. Well, I'm gonna get in this plate so you're not starving no more. Because I'm not eating it.
Sarita, you're gonna get both of us in trouble. Just give me your plate. Give me your plate. Here.
Then I'll sit. He goes, we're gonna sit here all night. Well, I guess we're gonna sit here all night.
And then I would switch plates with her and give her my empty plate, and I would hurry up and eat it so we can all be happy and go to sleep.
There you go. It is
we gonna sit right here.
Yeah.
And that goes to show you, like you say, how you're molded, like what goes on in your family, what goes on in your community, or what goes on in your generation of how, you are raised in what you do. And because of that, you end up either finding somebody like your mom or finding somebody like your dad.
Yeah. This crazy thing that you're talking about, eating together, like that's such a foreign thing now. Yeah. Who actually does sit down and eat together? Like that used to be like an everyday thing, but maybe on a Sunday now.
But you know what? I must say this real quick. Sarita said she knew what it was like to have a door held open for her. And she wasn't like pushed by it. That explains why when me and her had the conversation, she was like, and I'm looking at her like, what? So I'm being vulnerable. I put myself out there. So remember when I said being married and now going back into the relationship. So being married early or being in a committed relationship early where they were not doing what they supposed to do in a relationship to now coming outside of a relationship and somebody doing something other than what was done inside the relationship. And you're like, oh, well, that was me. So when I came out the relationship, in my marriage, my husband wasn't that person that she's speaking about. That, you catered, you opened up the door for me, or you took this, or we did that. We didn't do that, the look-alike thing. We didn't do that. Every now and then it was like we did, but then when we did, I was the one that was smiling. He was the one looking like she got me in this dumb shit. But now I'm looking at him like, you better smile. You better smile. You better smile. And he would go. I'm like, that's my picture. I'm gonna get you when we get home.
Oh man.
So when I got out of the relationship and out of the marriage, when I started dating, the guy opened up the door for me. And then he took me out and then he complimented me. And then he paid for dinner. So I came home. I was like, oh my God, I can't think of it. Oh my God. And she was like, that's what he was supposed to do. And I was like, I felt like a balloon that just like got air let out of it. And I'm like, what do you mean that's what he's supposed to do? And she's like, he's supposed to do that. That's what he's supposed to do. And I was like, so you mean to tell me everything I got excited about, that's what they do? And she was like, you wasn't listening to grandma, was you? Or you wasn't listening to daddy. I said, me and daddy ain't had no time for conversations, okay?
And it wasn't even so much daddy. Papa Waddy did that. That's what he did with grandma. And what he did with grandma, he did with me.
But see, the thing about it was, that's what I desired. So and I saw that. And I saw that. And I desired that. I desired for that type of open the door for me, or while I'm walking down the street, move me to the side, or hold my hand. I wanted that, but I didn't know that was I didn't know that was a thing. So when I finally got out and found out, you just was in something with somebody who just didn't do the thing.
Can I ask you a question? Now I was just curious, like, things like little things like that show you that the guy cares, like putting you on the inside of the sidewalk to protect you. Now, is that something that you like because someone told you should like it, or is it instinctive? Like, does it instinctively make you know that he cares?
Whether you open the door for me or not doesn't matter to me. It's not a caring thing. Like, oh, he didn't open the door for me, so that means he's not the one. No, It's not a stipulation, but it does show a respect the matter. It's the principle that comes behind.
What are some other things besides the ones that we mentioned today that would give you that feeling? I'm writing a book.
I have one. So as you said, it's both. So for me, it's like a learned behavior. So for me, when it was done, it opened the door. I felt like that's what they were taught as a young boy. So they knew what to do with their wives or girlfriends, or that's what they did with their mom. So that's what they did with you. So it was kind of both. And it does feel good that he has manners.
Yeah.
And that's just how I look. I always looked at that as manners. You have manners. Not even so much that you care about me. It was that you had manners and you knew how to treat me in that mannerful way. But something else it was real funny. Like you take the little things, you'll notice it till after they stop doing it. But my last relationship, he ordered food. He knew what I like to eat. So we went out to restaurants. I didn't have to order my food because he knew if they had shrimp or salmon on the plate, on the menu, I was going to get one or the other. So he would ask me, what you got taste for today? Fish or shrimp? So then he knew what to order. He knew what sides to automatically put with the shrimp versus what to put with the salmon. Okay. He knew what I like to drink. Now, if I'm drinking alcohol, it's a little pushy. But just a regular drink, he knew I was going to get an iced tea or a lemonade. If the iced tea is not sweet, get her a lemonade. He knew that. And it was just paying attention to when we go out, you know what I like to eat? And it's not just this particular restaurant. It was anytime we went out, he knew what appetizer to get. He knew what dessert to get. And it's just like, oh, you better go ahead. Then as we got deeper into the relationship, just a little bit TMI, he knew when my menstrual came on. So he went to the store weeks before when he went to Target or Walmart and made sure I had my pads. And it was like,
did you see his face? Listen, I'm gonna need y'all. So when we get to this point,
Girl, bye.
If you binge this, I'm gonna need y'all to push the rewind button back. And I'm gonna need y'all to look at his face. He said that.
He asked the question. So that was the little thing. Just like how, and Bobby, you ain't going to store.
You know what? That shows me, like, if you were my daughter and, and I was your father, that would show me that I was a good man because he cares enough, to see all these little things. And I know that someone's taking care of my baby, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what? You better say that.
What's that?
You know what? It's funny.
I'm glad you said that. Wait, I'm so glad you said that. Oh my God. I gotta go first, Ree. Because everybody can tell you what's wrong with the guy, but you don't know what was good with him because you didn't see that part. So you kept your little box thought about what you thought he was. And you called him the bad guy because he didn't do what you felt as though him as the man was supposed to be doing. So that's what happens when you listen to people who be listening on the wall. That part. That part. Somebody going to the chat and hashtag that part. I'm just saying. I feel like I went to church on that one because that right there.
Yeah, that's a valid one. You would definitely think that. Because I had it from the beginning.
Yes.
That once he recognized and saw that he would connect with that young guy, and he didn't.
He didn't. But nevertheless, he is lost.
And I won't take nothing from him just because it didn't work out between us. I'm not taking nothing from him. He was really a good guy. But it was actually the little things that he did to where I didn't recognize it, but somebody else said it. And they were like, and it was funny because a lot of older couples would see us and they automatically assume he was married.
Right. That's a good sign when you got that vibe. Like I had relationships like that where, older people would smile at you guys like, oh, that's how we used to be. That's a good sign.
And it was funny because we would look at each other like, and he'd smile and he had his dimples going and he's like, yeah. And I'm just looking like, well, why they say that? Well, what I miss? What you do? And then it wasn't until I started paying attention. It was always the older couple. We had some couples that came up to us and was like, so how long y'all been together? Babe, remember you used to do this with me? Remember we used to do that? And it's like, but we're not married. But, okay, let's just continue the conversation. We're married today. Let's finish talking to them. And we would just sit and hear what they had to say, and it was very interesting conversations. And then we would laugh about it and go home and talk about it. And it's like, do we give that off? And it's like, I
You'd be
guess.
surprised of the glow. You'd be surprised of the glow that you give off. You really do. But welcome in, Ashley. I think I'm saying your name correctly. Is it Ashley? Yes. Hello, Ashley. How you doing? You know, to answer Bobby, it's not the doors for me. I love the fact that you protect me enough. Like, it's even to the point that I've taught my sons that. So when I walk down the street with my sons and my son be like, now, mom, you know you're wrong. And he scoops me in. It's just something about a scoop for me that makes me feel good. And like for me, we could be so for me, all I need is when we're able to block out the world and everything around us, and it's just me and them in our quiet time. And we just having me and you one moment that's me for you and you for me. And it's just us. Like, we can even be in a room where nobody else can hear us and we still whispering because it's between us. And then it's that scoop, like to pull me into you, that security, it just that's what does it for me. It's like when you give me that, or if you just hug me, you hold me from the back. That's the ones. That one. And I guess it's because I like the feeling of being secure. I like that feeling, that secure feeling of holding that. It just does it for me. So it's like you don't have to buy you don't have to buy me nothing. You don't have to take me nowhere. But when we have our moment that you say, okay, I don't care what's going on outside. I don't even care what else is going on within our parameters. But right here in this space is about me and you for however minutes we have it. I forget whose singer is a singer out here that says, I want to say it's Allegra. Is her name Allegra? I want to say it's Allegra. It's a song that's out that says, this time is mine. Or this is my time right now. Me and you, this is our time. I don't care about nobody else or nothing else right now. But right now, you're mine. Right now, you're mine. And when I get that
name is Allegra.
It is Allegra?
That's a medicine. I don't think her name is medicine.
What?
Allegra is a medicine.
Whatever. Allegra, whatever her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about now.
Oh, yeah, Allegra.
But
yeah, that's for the sinus medicine.
Whatever. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Adele?
But she has a song that says, right now, you're mine. And that's the song that gets with me. Because like right now, you was everybody else's for the last 8 hours or the last 47 hours or the last 361 days. But right now, you're mine. Come on. That's what I want. That's what I need. I don't need nothing else. That's enough for me. So I'm gonna find that song too. It might be even Latanya. I don't know. But it's a song that's out and it says you're mine. So, and that's how I treat it. Oh,
there it is.
Yeah. You're mine.
Good luck with that.
I treat her like Street Fighters. Come here. They gonna scream like Blake Man. Ah! I'm like, yeah, baby, scream, baby.
Yeah, baby. Like,
oh my goodness.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. Oh my goodness.
But I'm just saying, all in favor and fun, and you just get away from the description of everything and just what are they to you, and that should be all that matters. And if you're an outsider looking in, what should matter to you is, are they happy? Are they happy? You only see what they allow you to see, but it's something that's keeping them there, that keeps them happy. Be happy for them, and when they need you, be there for them. No, don't be there. Be there for them, and be careful how you cancel out people when you do get there. because you be canceling out on people and then things don't go right. And then you want to run back to them people like, girl, I was in love. I didn't know. I'm sorry I blocked you out. I'm sorry I stopped chatting with you. I'm sorry that I stopped hanging out with you because, I was with my boo, or, things wasn't important. You wasn't important to me anymore. Consider important because, I got a boo now. Be careful when you do that too. Because when things happen, when you need people, even though we're forgiving hearts, we're gonna
friends are gonna always be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There'll be a constant.
Yeah. And some people will love you enough to stay away, being a friend for your happiness.
Right.
That is a thing. So next time you want to be a friend and they tell you that you make their partner uncomfortable, because you literally do, don't stop hating him because now he's paying attention to the new boo. Love him enough. It's okay.
Wait, if a guy, you're saying if a guy, a male friend?
Yeah, because you know how you got those friends that be like, well, I was here before you, and that's this disturbing girlfriend friend.
Wait.
Yeah, wait, because see, I have a male friend. I have a male friend who, if
now wait,
I'm not gonna make my male friend uncomfortable because my boyfriend don't.
No. So, okay, you have a friend. Okay, so this is the opposite for him. I'm not talking about his male friend. I'm talking about his female friend.
No, I said I have a male friend.
Okay, so if you have a male friend and he makes your man uncomfortable, and he knows he's that male,
I would be uncomfortable too.
But no, that's what I'm saying. You purpose driven. That's what we're talking about. Don't be that thing.
Yeah. The warrior in
if
me.
I have a male friend, but if my male friend makes my man uncomfortable and he didn't do nothing to him, it's just the fact that we're friends.
No,
I'm not going to stop being my male friend because of my boyfriend. Now, if he's making him feel uncomfortable on purpose, then yes. He's not my friend then.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And people saying, but we've been friends forever. I'll talk to them. Stop doing that. Don't do no. There's a hidden agenda behind that friend. Understand. I need you to understand.
Oh my.
So gosh, this was really nice. This was like okay. The spelling of her name is Algebra.
Algebra?
Allegra? Look, I love your music, so please don't kill me.
I know who you was talking about, but that's not her name.
Like that. She just really messing up my name like that.
I love all her music, but that's not her name.
She was just at the City Winery, but I had to work, so I didn't get a chance to make it to see her. But I love me some her. She got this song out called Nobody But You. Honey. Yes. I want to know. Yes. I'm just telling y'all.
That's not a new song.
I know it's not new.
Oh, I'm about to say that's been on my playlist. That's been on my playlist since
forever.
Yeah. Like the last 2 years, I think.
Great. This is pre-COVID music. I know.
Excuse me. I have a commercial break. I have Sirius XM, so a lot of songs I hear before it actually hits the FM station.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
You're
I have
an insider.
Yeah, so I get a lot of songs firsthand. So excuse me if I've been there, done that before.
That's all right. I like that. But anyways, I'm gonna go, ladies.
Well, thank you for stopping in, Bobby.
Sure, absolutely. And if you need me to do any maintenance on those leaky faucets in the
I know you won't do them, so thank you.
And where's my rent?
When you fix my leaky faucet in the back that I gotta keep using my white towels for.
You know what I got to say to that?
Yeah, watch he blink out. That's what you're gonna say.
You're gonna say, bye, girl.
Bye, girl.
Along with your rent. Gotta love it. You gotta love
Sorry, that was a girl vibe.
him. See, you know what? Let me just kick him from this. Let me just kick him out. I'm just gonna go lock the door. Let me lock the door, y'all, before you try to come back in. Oh man, we gotta thank Bobby for coming in. Real cool cat, real cool guy. So yeah, we had a good time today. Ree, you got anything you want to say before we shut the doors? Or is yeah?
No, that was it. A lot was covered today.
Yeah.
Um, thank the landlord for coming in and giving some additional male tips on the conversation and challenging everyone to think out the box and to confirm that, I know some people probably watch and go, oh, it's just women talking about, they don't know what the man feels. But it just confirmed that the conversations that we've had with men recently and in the past, it just confirmed that what they were saying is true.
Yeah.
And the attention that we need to pay is what it is. And again, I'm going to say I'm just a firm believer that everybody has a mate out here. So don't give up on love. Love yourself enough to know that you are enough to be loved and to receive love. And you just have to, and this is something that I talk to myself all the time. You just have to be patient with love and patient with people and you finding your person or developing whatever relationship that you have, because patience is not my best friend at times. And I guess because I've been told so long that, oh, you gotta be patient. Oh, it's not your season. Oh, it's not your time. Oh, you gotta be patient. I just don't want to hear that anymore. It's like, well, how much longer what is patience then? Because I believe I've been patient long enough. And I think I've been doing enough, and I believe that I love myself so I can be in the room by myself with the lights on and off and my mind don't drive me crazy. So I don't understand why you keep saying this to me. So I think because I've heard that so much, it just is an irritation. Mm-hmm. So don't be that person to keep irritating because you don't know what to say. So your only answer is, oh, it's not your time. It's not your season. Or I feel that you're going to meet him any day now. I feel that you're going to meet someone. It's coming. Well, so is these hunger pains if I don't eat. Like what? So is my palate going to be dry when I wake up in the morning because I'm thirsty? Like what? Stop stating the obvious to me. Just stop.
Well, it's like what I say.
Just stop.
There's a difference between waiting and being patient and wait. There's a big difference. And that's what I always say. And as a matter of fact, that's what I wrote today. It's a difference. Sometimes you just gotta know what does it mean to be patient and wait and understand that it doesn't fit the same description under waiting. Because some of us are sitting here waiting, but you're waiting on somebody. And that's not being patient and wait. Being patient is wait depending on you and your mindset, your mental state, and your mental being behind it. So with mental being behind it, I'm gonna let Ree go on ahead and take us out of here, Ree, and talk to the people. Let's say good night to them.
Well, thank you guys for joining into another experience with the beauty shop. Once again, thank you to our landlord, Mr. Bobby, for coming in and sharing with us and not being afraid to come into the beauty shop and sit for a while and just have an honest conversation with us. So hopefully tonight you've learned something different, or you've seen a different perspective of something, or you have a refresher on something, or you renewed something, or something was said that just made you think about it, and whatever you can take and apply it to your own personal relationship is all what we are here to do, to help each other continue to build, and continue to be support partners, and continue to support our networks all across the nation. So we are, as Mr. Bobby said, we're taking on a mass majority of our networks and countries and counties, and we're taking them one step at a time. So thank you, Soul TV, for having us on. And once again, you can watch us on all of our platform networks across the board. You know where we are. I might even want to go do that. Just type in TKBSDS Productions and everything will pop up for you. So once again, we thank you, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Bye-bye. Now y'all slow down here. Don't y'all run out here and forget to make y'all next appointment.